Dr.Ashwin Dobariya welcomes you to Programming in C video series. In this video we will discuss the second part of C operators. As you know that in a previous video we have discussed about the 4 to 5 operators as a part of one. Then in this second video we'll discuss the remaining operators of the C language, that is conditional operators, or you can say ternary operators, prefix, postfix, plus plus or minus minus operator, bitwise operators, and special operators, Sizeof operators. So all these operators will discuss in this videos with the example. I will give you a live demonstration in Turbo C, the different use of all these operators. So let's see the all the remaining operators. So in previous part 1 we have seen these arithmetic assignments, relationals, and logical operators. Now in this video we will discuss conditional or ternary operator, and which are the symbol for that? Question mark and the colon symbol. It is also known as a ternary operator because it requires 3 operands. So the concept of operators and operands we already discussed in the previous video. Then the second operator we will discuss, that is prefix, postfix, or you can say increment or decrement, pre-increment, post-increment, pre-decrement, post-decrement. Then bitwise operators and or XOR, left shift, right shift operator. Then the special kind of operators like a Sizeof operator, pointer operator, address operators. So these are the major topics we'll discuss in this video. Let's start with the first operator, that is conditional operators, or you can say the ternary operators. In previous video we have seen that there are major 3 category of operator. One is unary operator, binary operator, and ternary operator. Unary operator which require only one operand, right, to perform its task. Binary means which require 2 operand. 2 operand means suppose plus. So plus symbol, if you want to calculate sum, then it required 2 value. Operand means what? Value. So value may be in form of variable or may be in form of constant value. So if you want to do a addition, then it always required 2 value. If I say, okay, what is the sum of 5? Then only one value you cannot do the sum. So I have to give 2 value to you, suppose 5 and 3. Then you can perform the addition operator. So that's why it is known as a binary operator. Now this conditional, or it is known as a ternary, because ternary means 3, which require 3 operands. This is the syntax. First is conditions, then the true part and false part. Let's see the concept of ternary operator. So conditional operator is also known as a ternary operator. Why it is ternary? I think now all of you understood that, because it required 3 operands to perform its task. Conditional expression is made up with the help of question mark and colon. Here actually it contains 2 different symbols, and the conditional operator evaluates expression. Expression means the condition, and return one value out of 2. So based on this condition, if condition becomes true, then it will return the expression 1. Otherwise it will return the expression 2. So general syntax of ternary operator is, first we have to mention condition with the help of relational operator, then the question mark. So this is the first symbol. If this condition becomes true, then it will return the expression 1, and suppose this condition becomes false, then it will return the expression 2. Actually the condition concept will discuss in detail the 5 different type of conditions available in C, like if else, that will discuss in detail in upcoming video. But here this is only a concept of conditions. How we can write this conditional operator? Let's see with the example. Example number 1. Suppose in our program we have declared 3 variables, x is equal to 7, y is equal to 3, and z. Now how we can return a greater value, or you can say maximum value? So here see the conditional operator we can write like this. First the condition, then what is our condition? So our condition is like if x greater than y. So this is the condition. If this condition becomes true as per this value, then it will return after the question mark. So it will return expression number 1. So it will return value of x, and that value will be stored into z. If this condition becomes false, then it will return the last part, or you can say after colon part, z. And z, sorry, it's not a z, but here it's a y. There is a mistake over here. So like x is equal to 7, y is 3. then see here the value of x is greater according to this. 7 is greater than 3. So this condition becomes true, then it will return value of x. What is the value of x? 7. So 7 will be returned to z. And suppose if this value is different, and if this condition become false, then it will return the y value. And finally the greater number is percentage %d and will display the value of z. So this is the one method to use the ternary operators. The same program we can write with the help of if condition also, but right now you don't know about the if condition. That we'll discuss at the upcoming videos. But if we write the same program using if, then if is a keyword, then if x greater than y, then we want to display the value of x because x is greater, else y is greater. So in condition, whenever we check a condition, we know that either condition become true or condition become false. There is no 50-50 chance in the condition. Now let's see the another example of the conditional operator. Suppose the value of x is 7, value of y is 3 and z. So instead of return a value to any other variable, we can write a printf statement inside the ternary operator. So we can write the statement like x greater than y. This is the first condition. If this condition becomes true, then it will evaluate after question mark. So it will printf %d x, then it will display the value of x. Otherwise, if condition become false, then it will display the value of y. And finally semicolon. Here in the first printf, we do not require to write semicolon over here because here printf is a part of ternary operators, and here is also the semicolon is the part of the statement. So this is the two different use of ternary operator. And another thing where we can use this ternary operator. So if we want to check a condition, and after condition we want to evaluate a single expression statement, only single statement we want to evaluate. So in that case we can use the ternary operator. Let's run the same example in a turboc, so you can get the good idea about that. So first 3 variables, then first we'll ask 2 number from user, input value of x, then using scanf function we'll input the value into x, then the another enter value y, and scanf %d and y. So it will ask 2 number from user. Then if we write the simple if statement, then if x is greater, because we want to display the greatest value, so x is greater than y, then it will display the value of x. Otherwise, if this condition become false, then it will display the value of y. Let's see how this program will display the output. Suppose x is 7, y is 3. So now as per this value, x is greater. Now if I run the same program, x is 3 and y is 7. Now see it display the y is maximum. So this is one way of to check the condition. Even the same program how we can write using the ternary operator. So for that, let's say keep in comments, and the method 1 and method 2. First we will evaluate this method 1. So in method 1, again this is the first conditional expression. So whatever we have written in a if part, that we have to write over here. After that, whatever statement you want to evaluate in the true part, that we have to mention after the question mark. And if this condition become false, then this is the else part. And here either it return x or y, and that return value will be stored into the z, and after that we will display the value of z. Now if I run this program, if value of x is 7 and this 3, now see the z value is 7, right? So this is using a we can say using ternary operators. Now the same program we can write using the another method of ternary operators like this. Method 2. So here we will not return any value, but we will write directly a printf statement inside the ternary operator. So first condition will be there. If condition becomes true, then it will display, it will execute this printf, means value of x. Then otherwise, if this condition become false, then it will display the next printf. So if I run this program and the value of x is 7 and value of y is 3, then see the output will be same, but only the difference is the same program we can write using these 3 different methods. So that is the use of ternary operator. So instead of simple if else statement, we can write the ternary operator. Now let's move to the next operators, that is very important: prefix, postfix, or you can say increment and decrement operators. Uh, Here, increment and decrement operators. Now what do you mean by increment and decrement? That is the very important questions. Increment means suppose in our programs here let's say keep in the comment the first, and I will, yes. Now here in this increment and decrement, the meaning of first we'll discuss what is increment. Now see here, value of x is equal to 5. Now what do you mean by increment by 1? Increment by means whatever existing value is there, you increment one value and overwrite on the same variable. So if I write like this, a plus plus, the meaning of that plus plus means whatever existing value of a, like 5, it will increment by 1. So it becomes 6, and 6 will be stored to the same variable. So this statement, and you can say the very simple statement is a is equal to a plus 1, right? So the meaning of that, the value of a is 5, so here is a 5, 5 plus 1 means 6, and 6 is again overwrite to a. This is known as an increment. Suppose if I use the minus symbol, it's a decrement. Whatever existing value in a variable, it will decrement by 1, and you can say overwrite on the same variables. So this is the concept of increment and decrement. But here the meaning of prefix and postfix, that is very much important, that we'll discuss in this video. So increment and decrement operators are also known as a unary operator. That is very important. Why it is unary operator? Because see here, this is a post increment. Post means generally the operator is mentioned after this variable, so it is a post. If this operator is before the variables, it means pre. So plus plus means increment, minus minus means decrement. If operators are mentioned after variable, it means post increment. If operators are mentioned before variable, means pre increment. And why it is unary? Because see, to perform the increment or decrement, it requires only one variable, one operand. That's why these plus plus, minus minus are known as a unary operators. And the meaning of plus plus means add one value in existing variable and assign the same variables, right? So it's known as increment by 1. Similarly, minus minus means to decrement by 1. And the same statement is also equivalent, like plus is equal to 1. So if we want to increment one value in a variable, so we can write same statement in 3 different ways. First, a is equal to a plus 1, means whatever value of a, it increment by 1 and store to x. Or the same statement we can write like this: a is equal to plus is equal to 1. So a plus, so here plus is equal to, it is known as a compound operator, So a is equal to a plus 1 or a plus is equal to 1. So here we will not repeat the same variable over here. So see here, a is repeat only, and the operator we have to keep before the equal to. So a plus is equal to, and how many value you want to increment? 1. So that you have to mention over here. And a plus plus, again the meaning of a plus plus means the same. And the same thing, this is increment statement. Similarly, we can write the decrement statement. So this is the overall concept of increment and decrement. Now let's see what is the difference in prefix operator and postfix operator. Now first we'll discuss the prefix operators. Prefix operator means the operators are generally mentioned before the variable. That's why it is known as a prefix. So plus plus means pre-increment, minus minus means pre-decrement. For example, x is equal to 5 and y. Now see friends, if this operator is used individually, individual means see, the same statement we can write like this: a is equal to, now see, a plus or we can write a plus plus a, right? So this is individual statement. Now if I write like this, b is equal to plus plus a, then here this operator is used in an expression. So both are having a different meaning. Remember this thing. If there is an individual statement of increment decrement then there is no difference. Like plus plus a is also increment one value, even uh, a plus plus is also increment one value. But whenever you use the pre and post in any expressions, it means you are assigning its value to another variable. At that time, the operation is little bit different. How it is different? Let's we discuss with the practical example. Right? Here in see x is in pre-increment and assigned to y. So whenever the pre or post increment variable or operators are used, internally actually perform two steps, two process. Actually it display only one, but internally it execute two process, two steps. Step number one. First, pre means first it increment one value. So actually y is equal to plus plus 1 plus plus x is one statement, but internally it perform two steps. Step number one, pre-increment. So first it increment, so it will increment one value in x and assign to x. After that, whatever updated value of x, in second step it will assign the updated value of x to y. So internally step number one, pre means first is increment and second step is assignment. So pre means first increment then assignment. So the output of this statement is x is increment first, so x becomes 6 because x value is 5. After that x is assigned to y, so y is also become 6. And in diagrammatic form, actually this y is equal to plus plus x is one statement, but internally it is a two statement. So first is increment by 1, and then after whatever update value of x is assigned to y. And see here in this example, first x is increment by 1, so 5 plus 1 x becomes 6. After that x is assigned to y, so y become 6. So this is the concept of prefix, first increment then assignment. Similarly the pre-decrement. So pre-decrement means first it decrement, updates the variable, after that it assigns to the next variables. Now let's see the one example of post increment. Post increment means the operators are mentioned after these operators, and here the same example, x is equal to 5 and y. Internally also it performs two steps, but here post means after increment. So first what is assignment. So in this this expression contains the post increment statement. So first steps is assignment. So whatever value of x, it first assigned to y. After that x is increment by 1. So in second step internally it increment by 1. So as per this value, what will happen in this statement? So post means after increment. Then what is the first? First is assignment, right? So first assign, after that increment. So first assign means whatever value of x is assigned to y. So now see y become 5. After that x is increment by 1, so x becomes 6. So after evaluating this statement, x is 6 and y is 5. So here also y is equal to x plus plus means first step is assignment of x. So x is assigned to y, then x will be increment, right? So in that case, first value of x is assigned to y, so value of x is 5, so y is 5. Then x is increment by 1, so x becomes 6. So let's see the few example in a turbo C. Here x, a value is 5, b value is 5, and c value is 5, suppose. And if we increment by 1, right, what happened? A plus 1, so a becomes 6. Now see b plus plus, so here b plus plus means whatever value of b, it increment by 1 and assign to b. Then also after that we will display the value of b. Then see here c plus is equal to 1, so here value of c. Why I have assigned same value to all variable? Because here see we are performing only increment by one value, but the method is different. Here we have used a simple statement a plus 1. Here we have used the post increment. Here we have used the compound. Ultimately all these three statements are increment one value in a variable and assign the same. Now let's see first, let's keep in a comment. If I run this program, see, A is also 6, B is also 6, C is also 6. Ultimately, all these statements are similar. We are increment by 1, right? So this is also one method to increment one value in the variable. Now, how we can increment the same value using post increment and pre increment? So for that, let we discuss another example. This is the example of prefix. So integer A is equal to 5 and B. Now pre means what? First increment after that assignment. So first increment means now A plus plus, so A becomes 6. So first increment, now A is updated as a 6. After that A is assigned to B. So now A is also display 6 and B is also display 6. But in case of postfix, now what happened in postfix? Again I assign, okay, first we'll evaluate the this code, what is the output. So pre means first increment, so first increment becomes 6, then it will assign to B. So both variable will be, yeah, just 1 minute, yes, I have to keep the comment on these statements. Yeah, now see, both are 6, right? Because pre means first increment. You have to just remember these two statements. Pre increment, pre means first increment, then assignment. Post means first assignment, after that increment. So now again we'll discuss this another example of post increment. So in post increment, what exactly we are doing? The same example, again A plus plus. The difference is here operator are mentioned before the variable, here after the variable. So this is pre increment, this is post increment. But in post increment, what happens whenever we write the post increment in an expression, then first assignment step is executed. So whatever value of A first is assigned to B. So here value of A is 5. So 5 is assigned first. After that, so now B becomes 5. After that, second step A is increment by 1. So then A becomes 6. So here value of A is 6, but the value of B is 5. So if we execute this, okay, just again I have to keep in a comment. Yeah. If I run this program, yes, just 1 second. Yes. So now say so A becomes 6, B is 5. So this is the use of you can say pre-increment and post-increment. Similarly, we can use minus minus also. Then the rules is same. First A decrement, A is assigned and then it decrement by 1. Right? So first A is, you can say, the decrement. Now B, yes. So this is the concept of pre and post. These are the few examples for your understanding. A is equal to 5, B. So now see, A plus plus we have already seen. Post means first assignment, so value of A is assigned to B, so B is 5. After that A is increment by 1, so it becomes 6. Second example, A is equal to 5 and B. B is equal to A minus minus, so it's a post decrement. So first is assigned to B, right? So it's a 5 and then A is 4. A is decrement by 1. Similarly, here pre-increment. So pre means first increment. So A becomes 6. So A value is also 6. After that it initialized. So B is also 6. Then A, you can say pre-decrement. So pre means first decrement by A. So the value of A is decrement by 1. So A becomes 4. After that it assigned the B. It becomes 4. So this is the overall concept of prefix and postfix. Now the next is bitwise operators. I think all of you are aware about that. In a practicals, I have also prepared one video how we can interchange two numbers using bitwise operators. So where we have used this XOR operator. So bitwise operators, generally in C language, we can access and manipulate bits. Generally, bitwise operator perform its task on operations on bits in a variable, and to perform the lower level operations. So the speed is also fast. And bitwise operator cannot be applied on a float data type of variables, or it's a double data type. Which are the bitwise operators? So AND, OR, ones complements, XOR left shift and right shift operators. And here let's see a few example of bitwise operators. How the bitwise operator is internally evaluated. So the steps is first, suppose in our program if we have declared a is equal to 15, b is equal to 8 and c is equal to a and b. So actually in our program we mentioned decimal value. So compiler first internally converts this decimal value in a binary. After that, in a binary means we know that it's in a 0 and 1. After that it will apply the AND operator, OR operator or XOR operator. So in that case a is equal to 15. Then what is the binary bits of 15? You just view our practical video of interchange. In that I have explained how we can convert this decimal value to binary. So 15 equivalent binary of 15 is 1 1 1 1 0 0, and the shortcut method is that also I explained in that video. So you just view that video, you can get the idea how you can convert decimal value in the binary. So internally first a is converted into binary, then b, value of b is 8, so then the equivalent of b 8, the binary is 0 0 1 0 0 0. Then we want to perform AND operation. So AND means what? If both the bits are 1, then and then result is 1. Otherwise it's 0. So here 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. But if both the bits are 1, then and then AND operator return 1. If both are 0, then it's 0. So ultimately AND operator means if both the bits are 1, then and then it return 1. Otherwise if one of the bit is 0, overall it returns 0. Now and say, so a and b, this is the output binary, but the output binary again it's stored to the c, and c is a normal variable. So again internally it converts from binary to decimal, and the binary of 0 0 1 0 0, if we convert this binary into decimal, then value is 8. Now OR operator, if you perform the same value on the OR operator, then OR means if one of the bit is 1, then output is 1. So 1 0 1 1 0 1 1 0 1. If both the bits are 1, then also 1, but if both are 0, then it's 0. But finally this bit is assigned to c, and c is a normal variable, so internally it converts into decimal. So 1 1 1 1, the decimal equivalent is 15. So let's see the practical in the Turbo C, how it actually display the outputs. In that case, yeah, the Sizeof operators and Bitwise operators. Okay. So here the same example I have mentioned over here. First A is 15, B is 8, and first I have performed bitwise AND operators, and AND operations value of C is, and this OR operation, and the value of C is this. If I run this, see the value of C in AND operation, that is 8, and the B in the OR operation, the value is 15. So how it is generated, that concept we already discussed over here. So internally first it converts the binary to the decimal to binary, perform the operation on bits, and after that it converts into the decimal. Generally this kind of programming, the bitwise operator mostly used in network algorithms. Whenever you are preparing a network algorithm, then generally this kind of operators are mostly used, right? So this is one of the practical example. Then the last operators, or you can say the Sizeof operators. So the name itself says, even one different thing in Sizeof operator. Generally operator is a symbol, right? It's a special symbol, but Sizeof operator is not a special symbol. It's like a one function kind of things. But Sizeof, again, Sizeof operator is return the size in a bytes. How many bytes are occupy a particular variable or a particular data types, that we can identify with the help of Sizeof operators. So size of pointer variable is not depends on the data type, but it's always depends on the architecture of system. This concept we'll discuss in depth at the time of pointer, right? But right now Sizeof operators return the size of a variable or a data type. If we take example like here integer x is equal to 5 and star px. So here see x is a normal variable of integer and px is a pointer. How we can know this is a pointer? Because the pointer variable always declare with the asterisk symbol, right? But both are integer and the size of integer variable is 2 bytes. It means every integer variable occupies 2 bytes of memory. So whenever the compiler executes this program, one integer variable occupies 2 bytes of memory, right? And the size of px, so px is also an integer, send 2 bytes. Now if we talk about the float, then float is y variable is a float, then py, it's a pointer variable but float type. So size of operator return y occupies 4 bytes but py occupies only 2 bytes. Now as I told you that the size of pointer variable is always depend on architectures of machine. If the architecture is 32 bits, then 2 bytes. If it is a 64 bits, then every you can say the pointer variable occupies 4 bytes, right? So that concept we'll discuss in detail at the time of pointers. Now here, as before moving to the next operator, let's see the few example of the size of operator. Even size of operator we can write in a multiple way. These are the different options to write these. See, in this number of way we can write the size of operator. So here I have declared integer x is equal to 5, the integer type of variable, pointer variable of x, then y is a float variable, then py is a pointer variable of float, then z is a character type of variable, normal variable, and pz is the pointer variable of character data type. So here I have declared one normal variable, one pointer of the 3 data types. Now if we talk about first the size of integer variable, even size is always in a bytes, so it's a %d, then size of x, so x is declared as an integer. So first it display how many bytes occupied by x. So x is occupied 2 bytes because it is a integer variable. Then the size of operator we can also mention a data type. So how many bytes occupied by the integer data type. So again it will return 2. Then here px, so px is again a pointer variable of integer. Then let's see how many bytes are occupied by integer pointer. Similarly I have mentioned and repeat the same 3 statement, but here the data type is a float variable, float data type, and float pointer. Similarly here the same 3 statement, but the data type is character variable, and character pointer. Let's see the output of this. Yes, here I will put this in a comment. Now see, for integer, if we analyze the result, so integer variable 2 byte occupies, integer data type also 2 byte occupy, integer pointer also it occupies 2 bytes. But now see, in case of float data type occupies 4 bytes, float variable, one variable of float variable occupies 4 bytes, but float pointer variable is occupied only 2 bytes. Similarly, character data type occupy 1, character variable occupy 1 bytes, but the character pointer occupies 2 bytes. So the common thing is all pointer variable occupies the same size, whether it is, so there is no effect of data type on pointer variable. It is only effect on the data type. So I hope friends you understood the overall concept of the these you can say the operators, size of operators. Then the special kind of operators, that is asterisk and ampersand. Asterisk symbol is generally used a pointer variable, a pointer declaration it is used if I write only x is equal to 5, then x is a normal variable, but if I write as asterisk before that, then it is a pointer variable. And ampersand symbol is used to access the address of any variable. So when we declare this statement in the program x is equal to 5 and asterisk p, then in memory what happened? In memory x is one variable and x is having value is 5, and every variable is having one address, that is known as a memory address. And pointer variable never store the value, actual value, but pointer always store the address of another variable. So how we can assign the address to the pointer variable? So for that, if you want to access the address of x, then we have to keep the ampersand before that variable. So ampersand x, and you assign p, then see the p is another variable, but it's a pointer variable, and p is having a value of address of x. Then what is the address of x? 2500. This is just for your example. So 2500, and pointer variable itself is having one memory address. So the value of x, if we fetch using printf, the value of x is 5, then it display 5. And value of x, if we want to access the value of x using address, because the pointer always points the address to the another variable, and if you keep the asterisk means the value of address pointing by p. So here p is pointing the address 2500 and its value is 5. So here also the output is 5, here also output is 5. Only the difference is here we are displaying the output using normal variable, and here we are accessing the value using pointer variable. We'll discuss in detail about the pointer variable in upcoming video. So in this video we have discussed all the remaining operators with the example, and I hope friend you really enjoy these videos. And in the description part I also mentioned the other theory and practical videos links for your reference. So please friends, like this video and share this video with your friends so they can also get the maximum benefit. And to get the updates of upcoming videos, to subscribe this video. Thank you very much. And in next video we will discuss the data types concept of the C programming. So thank you very much.